Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Key Talk Tuesdays with yours truly, Coach Amber J, with the key to changing lives. It is 8 p.m., so you all should be tuned in on BU Radio. And make sure you stay tuning in. I'm super excited about tonight. It's a huge shout out to the BU family. They stay tuning in. Make sure you guys are liking, sharing, inviting, sending love, asking questions, calling in, and getting all these free keys so that you can open up doors to be the greatest version of you. So tonight, I am super excited about tonight's show, about what we have going on and what we're talking about. I want to give a huge shout out to my key guest of last week, my amazing pastor, Pastor Mel Moore. Gave us some truth and some transparency on the steps on forgiving, practically and spiritually. He left us with two keys that we can implement in the process of forgiveness. Number one was identify the impact of those of the offense, and number two, self-awareness. So I hope that each week you are taking the keys that are given, utilizing them, get some healing, get some freedom, get some wholeness. Everything is a choice, and you have to choose to be the greatest version of you and apply those things to you as well. So, yes, make sure you tuning in, and you got to tune in order for you to actually hear what is going on. So, make sure that you stay tuning in. And so tonight we are going to get into it. I am yours truly, Coach Amber J, with the key to changing lives. I am a life coach. Every month on the show, I am giving you tools and keys that open up doors and close doors that no longer serve you, implementing them on a daily basis to become the greatest version of yourself, but also really tapping in and honing in on who you are, where you are, what you want, who do you want to become, and who are you? Who are you without titles, without, with all the extras? Who are you? To the core root. And is there some things that you need to close? Is there some things that you need to heal? Is there some things you need to let go? And so as your coach, we are going to dive in so that you can actually step into the true authenticity of who you have been called and purposed to be. So tonight, we are going to pull back the curtains on this little pesty thing called forgiveness. A lot of us are stuck or become paralyzed because it's hard for us to let go or release some of the hurt or the trauma or the pain of what has happened to you, the offense of what has happened to you, not realizing that it's keeping you stuck in bondage and in hurt and in pain and in prison in your mind. So tonight we are going to touch on that, but we're going to go even deeper tonight. We are going to talk about soul ties, how to forgive, how to release in relationships. And so tonight I'm super excited about my key guests, but before we get started, we are going to leave you with this, and we will come back.
A side door barely squeezed in. At one point, this man picked up an old popsicle wrapper. Looked like there were thousands piled up in the corner. He asked if he could get rid of it. The lady told how that belonged to her children, that it meant something to her, and to put it back. It seemed obvious to everyone all she was doing was keeping trash, but she couldn't see it. She was so focused on holding on to everything, she didn't realize it was limiting her life. And I wonder how many of us are hoarders in our minds. We're not letting anything go. There's so much clutter, we can't enjoy our life. God has you hearing this because He wants to do an intervention. He wants to help you clear out the worry, the offense, the guilt, the bitterness, those things that are cluttering your life. What's interesting is the authorities didn't make her throw away the trash. It was her choice, and eventually she decided to do it, but it wasn't easy. Everything in her said to hold on to it. That's all she had known for years. Living cluttered had become normal to her. And sometimes living worried has become normal to us. We've done it for years. Living guilty is what we're used to. We've gone around thinking we don't deserve to be blessed. We've made too many mistakes. We've let that recording play so long that we've accepted it. Or maybe living inferior, feeling less than. Perhaps that's how you were raised. Thoughts have always told you, you're not that talented. You're not attractive. You don't have a good personality. We didn't know any better. We believed those lies, and now our mind is cluttered. The good news is, this is your day for an intervention. It is time to clear out the clutter. Those thoughts that are telling you you're not up to par, you need to say, no, thank you. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I have royal blood flowing through my veins. I'm wearing a crown of favor. Clear out the negative. You have enough people in life against you. Don't be against yourself.
Before we dive in and discuss that video, I am going to introduce the amazing, the great, the one and only Harvey Perry, the man. He is about to drop some major keys on how he overcame a relationship and used his pain to push him into purpose. So I am honored to have him. And so welcome, HP, Harvey.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here and just share. You know, it's all about sharing and being transparent. Again, like I said, I'm very excited to be here in your presence with Miss Amber J.
Hey, well, thank you. I'm super honored, super excited. Every time I'm around you, you give me some energy, and so I love what you do, how you shift the room. And I just thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And I'm really excited to go ahead and talk about this. And I want to thank you for sharing that video. And so let's discuss that video before we actually get a little bit further. What did that video mean to you?
Well, you know, we as human beings, we hold on to people. We hold on to things.
Yeah.
Because we get comfortable. We do things for such a long period of time, and we're in relationships also for such a period of time that we get comfortable with that relationship and that situation, and we don't know how or definitely know when to let go and to walk away and just hit the reset button.
Right.
You know, it's painful. You know, it's hard to let go of someone or something that's making it hard for you in your life. So you have to wake up one day and you have to change your life, because life doesn't have a remote control. You have to get up and do it yourself.
Whoo, say that again.
Yes, I'm telling you, you have to get up, change your life, because life does not have a remote control. No one's going to do it for you.
That's good. That's deep. I haven't never heard the analogy in that way. So if you want it to change, if you want the channel to change in your life, you have to get up and actually change the channel. There is no remote control in your life. Amen to that. So what's up, HP? I know I'm not supposed to look at you, but
I'm on fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people say they on one. I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, man. I'm so excited. I'm so humble and grateful and thankful to be free, to be healthy. You know, the good Lord woke me up this morning and gave me an opportunity to finish rewriting my story. You know,
Ooh,
I tell
that's
people
good.
It's not how you start the race of life, it's how you finish.
Yes.
And how many you help along the way. And I'm on a mission to, you know, just inspire and just help others take that first step, you know.
That's dope. That's amazing. So before I want to ask you what was that step, but before we go there, just tell people who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff.
My name is Harvey Perry. Good Lord willing, I'll be 56 in July. Been in Vegas 53 years. From the 318, for those who don't know what that is. I'm from Louisiana.
I was going to ask, what is that?
I tell people, man, I was born in the woods, raised in the hood.
Okay.
You know? So, I'm an octopus. I got many arms, man. I'm all over the place. You know, I love working with the youth. I grew up in drugs and gangs. And for those who didn't know, I've been shot 6 times. And I have a bullet on my spine right now. And some people say that I'm lucky, and I tell people that I'm blessed.
Yes, yes.
That the good Lord left me here for a reason. And when I talk to people about my journey and about my past, it's not highlighting. I'm testifying because I know that there's someone, an individual who's been through, going through, or there's a parent or a grandparent who's caring for a young man or a young lady who's giving them some trouble.
Wow.
So again, the good Lord left me here, and it's my flight, man. Every day I get up and I say, how can I help someone?
Oh, that's good.
It's not about me. I'm okay. I'm not materialistic. I mean, I like things.
Right.
But, my mission in life is just to be as transparent as possible, because I believe transparency is the key to helping others.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, too, our testimony just attests to someone that may be in that situation that you're going through. And so even for myself, I'm finding myself being much more honest and vulnerable first with myself and my transparency, because what have you been through that can help someone else get through? And if we're not honest about it, a lot of people are stuck. And I feel like in this society right now, there's so many people with these facades and able to put on masks and show up on social media like everything's okay, and they're all right, but they're struggling and silently dying inside. And so this platform for me is to bring that awareness to people that there is help. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to continue on the path that you have started, that you can reset. You can get up and change the channel at any time, in any place in your life. And so it's people like you that keep me motivated and keep me going because of your story and because of your honesty and your transparency to say, you know what, keep going. You can always change the channel whenever you're ready to. So thank you so much, Harvey, for sharing your truth and your testimony. So tonight we're going to get deep, you guys. We're going to get real raw and uncut about some stuff, about forgiveness, about soul ties, about toxic relationships, and just how you overcome what it looks like, what Harvey's process was, and just a little bit how we met. We're going to start there. Or before we start there, let's talk about the video because that video was definitely inspiring.
Well, again, about the video, we have to get out of the way of ourselves.
Yes.
We use the word hate and people hating on us. But, I find that a lot of people are really the one that's blocking their own blessing.
Yes, self.
You have to put yourself in position to receive your blessing. You can pray, you can ask God, but there's a thing and there's a duty that we have to do here on earth. We have to put ourselves in position to receive our blessing.
Yes.
And people make excuses. And I do understand life is hard, life is tough, but for me, there's no excuses because no one is in charge of your individual effort.
Right.
So, you have to look in your own mirror and be honest with yourself. And once you be honest with yourself, you will realize that what you're doing and the way you're thinking, it's not working for you.
Exactly.
That's the key, man. It's not working for you. Be honest and change your mindset.
Absolutely.
Change your way of thinking.
Absolutely. And, with changing your mindset, it's work. It's going to take effort to change patterns and behaviors and belief systems that you have grew up with. I was talking to a young man a few weeks ago, and I was explaining to him, you've been in survivor mode so long that you don't even realize you're still in that mindset, and you're wondering why you're still stuck, because that mindset is not going to get you to that millionaire the millionaire bag that you're looking for, because those tools no longer work anymore. You need to change your mindset. You need to change the way you look at things, the way you see things, in order to move to that next place. And a lot of times it's hard for people to become unstuck. And a lot of the reasons people are unable to get stuck are two reasons that we're going to talk about tonight. Let's kind of start where we met, and then the journey of your going through your relationship, because I really seen you progress in the 2 years that we've known each other, where you were and where you are now. And I know that took mindset and the tools that you've applied and the things that you do daily to get where you are right now and where you want to go.
Well, I met Amber a couple years ago coffee shop downtown. I seen something online, and because I had the thought of writing a book.
Yeah.
So this meeting was of current writers and just people sharing and talking about people, those who have written a book and those who are thinking about writing a book.
Yeah.
And so that's when I met Amber. We passed around business cards, and we just connected, and I was going through it. I was coming out of a 13, 14-year relationship, and I was depressed.
Yeah.
And the most amazing thing is I moved out, got my own apartment. I was going in my room, closing the door, pulling the sheets over my head.
Oh. In
darkness, no TV, and I just realized one day, I was like, man, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. I was in pain. I was hurt. I was angry.
Yeah.
And that meeting that inspired me to get myself in gear. And I use social media for the positive thing. I started following Amber and Andrea Edmond, and I said, these little sisters on fire, man. I started following them. I started following my man Jeremy Washington. I was just getting this energy.
Yeah.
And every day when I look at social media, I was just absorbing this energy. And then I looked up. I was in the cleaning business in the early 90s, so I started a cleaning business and started studying nutrition because I've always worked out. And it just went from there. I just started looking in my mirror, and I just, started evaluating myself and being honest.
Yeah.
Being honest. I picked up a little weight, and I was just, antisociable, and that's just not me.
Right.
So, again, I just looked in my own personal mirror, and I was honest, and I started reading. I started seminars, took an online class, and then actually Amber became my therapist.
I was not a therapist. I've been your coach.
Life coach. But it intertwines.
It can intertwine.
It can intertwine. But she became my life coach, and I'm telling y'all something, man. She ain't for everybody. She wasn't playing. She told me this thing that I've never heard before. She said, when I ask you a question, you don't answer the question directly.
Yeah.
You're curving. I said, what? And then and then when she said that, I started curving. She said, you're curving again.
Yeah.
So it was just so real, man. She just hit the nail over the head, and she made me accountable for my words and definitely my actions. And it just catapulted me into just doing what I'm doing now. I mean, I'm just living life. I'm loving life.
And you're intentional.
Right. And then I forgave myself. That's the,
Let's retract a little bit, because you missing out some big key things, because, well, from my perspective, as when we met at the coffee shop, even in that moment, I wouldn't have seen you as, depressed or hurt or broken. So one thing I want to say for sure is that people wear masks every day, and that's why it's so important to be intentional with people, to be patient, to be calm, because you never know what somebody is going through. And I wouldn't have known that day by meeting you that you were in such a dark place, because your energy was so uplifting for myself. And even for myself, I was in a very dark place and didn't realize how dark of a hole that I was in myself. And so I remember after we met, we exchanged cards and everything, and you reached out to me maybe a couple days later, not too long after we met, and we set up a meeting to meet. And I remember us sitting at the coffee shop, and when you started to share certain things with me, I was like, wow, I would have never thought you were in pain. I didn't know you were going through a separation. And then we began to just talk on the phone regularly, and I remember you saying to me one time, you're like, I feel I'm over here doing certain things still. And I was like, what do you mean? You was like, I'm in love. I can't shake this. I can't shake these feelings. And so I really want to talk about that part of the forgiveness before you even forgave yourself, because you were still in a place where you were like, I had hope and I'm holding on to something. And I want to say that, was it because of the toxic relationship, because of the soul tie, that you were still holding on to a relationship that wasn't serving you, it wasn't making you better? Because I remember you would say, like, you were angry, you were spending more money than you needed to, and just certain things like that.
Well, I just wanted it to work.
Yeah.
I've been in so many failed relationships, and in my younger days, I was out there, on the player thing, doing my thing, and
Right.
then once you change and you make changes in your life and you're thinking a certain way, and then you get into a long-term relationship for me, and it just didn't work out. We really were different.
Yeah.
We really were different, different outlook on education, finances, being an entrepreneur.
Right.
Just get a job. Why don't you get a job?
Yeah, no support.
And I'm not knocking people who've been on their job for 20, 30 years, but for me, I love the freedom, allowed to do what I do. I do sacrifice. I've been in Vegas a long time. I know a few friends. I can get a good paying job, but I love the independency, and I love the freedom.
Right.
And we just didn't see eye to eye, and it got toxic, and and I was getting angry. She was getting angry. We were fighting.
Yeah.
And so I just realized that. Well, to be honest, I did not realize I was in love. And I actually, be honest, I made her idol.
There it goes.
You know what I'm saying? I worshipped her. And so I tell people it's hard when you're the picture. So I became the frame, and that's what made me really look deep into the situation, that it was unhealthy, it was toxic, but it was still hard to let go, because we was together for 13, 14 years, and we had some really, really good times. And and I'm gonna be honest with you, man, people would tell us how good of a couple we looked.
Right. The picture looked good.
Yeah. So I was embarrassed.
Wow.
I faked it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want people to know, family, but family seen it, man, and close friends seen it. You know what I'm saying? Because when I finally made my move and got out of the relationship, it was amazing. Some of the comments that was made. It was, like, yeah, man, I was wondering what took you so damn long.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So I want to, sorry to cut you off, but I want to break down what is a soul tie, what is a toxic relationship, because I think a lot of people, like you said, one, you didn't even realize that you were in love. And so I think sometimes we can confuse love, or like you said, having this picture of what love looks like, and hold on to something that's no longer serving you, that's toxic, that's not good for you. Because anytime you're in a situation and it brings the worst out in each other, it's not a situation that you want to stay in, because you can't grow when you're angry, when you're got bitterness and you're holding on with grudges and you can't communicate, you're just fighting and arguing. So I really want to talk about what is a soul tie, and so I'm going to give you the definition. A spiritual, emotional connection you have to someone after being intimate with them, usually engaging in sexual intercourse. And there are 4 types of soul ties, which include physical, emotional, spiritual, and social. And so sometimes we don't even realize, being in a toxic relationship, that it's usually you hold on for so long because you are now tied to this person spiritually, emotionally, physically. And the more sexual encounters you have with them or with other persons, you're picking up on them and connecting your guys' souls together. And I don't think people realize how damaging that could be if you're with someone that doesn't have the best for you. Like you said, you're with someone and you desire to be an entrepreneur, you desire to start your own business, but you don't have the support. They rather see you just work a regular job when you have so much more. So how many people are in situations right now where your partner is not there to support you, your partner is not there to encourage you, or you find yourself fighting and arguing and just being in a toxic place where you can't move? Being with someone that doesn't have the best intentions for you will keep you paralyzed. And so I really want to dive into that, because we don't realize how long we can stay stuck and we never even reach our full potential or reach any of our potential. And also, being in a soul tie relationship, it paralyzes you from ever reaching your full potential. Can you agree to some of that, HP?
I mean, I agree 110%. I mean, because I was in definitely a physical, it was physical and emotional. I mean, they had my hair cut off, to be honest with you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was really tripping, said some things that was out of character, and even did some things, that could have landed me in jail.
Yeah.
I was really, out of myself, so it was hard. It was tough.
I see Chrissy Renee. She has a few comments in here that I like to read. She said, "We are taught to mask, especially men. I love how men are now being open with themselves." That's amazing. I agree. I know people like that cute. They look cute as a couple, but they're toxic. Have you heard that song called Soul Ties? Yes, I was actually listening to that song today. That song is very deep, and I've heard the female version and the male version of that song. Maybe we can get it on a break coming up of that song, Soul Tie. I know it's very explicit, so I'm not sure. But if you haven't heard that song, it is a very good song to hear how soul ties entwine with each other. I know one of the parts in the song, it says that you're mad at the only person who could fix you. And so you with this man, or you're no longer with this man, but you need to be with this man because he's the only person who can fix you. It's like how you can be caught up in this relationship, and it brings out the worst in you, but you keep going back because it feels like he's the only one that can make you feel good. And a lot of times we stay in situations for momentarily fixes, emotional feel goods, but we know that this person doesn't have our best intentions at hand. So I used to be, but I'll never tolerate that ever again. Yes, a lot of people are dealing with and stuck. Soul ties will keep you stuck in emotional relationships that are very toxic. I know the depths of it because I've been in one myself. I stayed married in a relationship, or married to someone that was very toxic. And I remember when I finally started to do self-discovery and I started to go through a process of healing and forgiving and letting go, I realized there wasn't any love here. It was this soul tie that I just needed and I was connected to. And when I started to break these soul ties with this person, I began to be free, and I was able to start walking in my truth and walking in my purpose and walking into who God had called me to be. But before then, it had me toxic. It had me really feeling like I can't move. I need this person to be better. I can't let go. And so I know when we talk, Harvey, there was certain times that you would be like, I just keep going back and I don't know why.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about it.
Kept going back, dangled that carrot out there, just enough to reel you in and keep you coming back, supporting in ways you should not have been, as financially and things of that nature. When things goes wrong in the house or vehicle, I'm there. I was there.
Yeah.
Even still, going by putting the garbage out.
Still?
Yeah. Not now.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, after I separated and after I removed myself from the home, still was doing things like I was
in the relationship.
Yeah, in the relationship.
Yeah.
That was, I guess it was some benefits being with HP. You know what I'm saying? So the relationship was just over as of being in a loving, caring relationship.
Right. So I want to go ahead and take a break, and before we do, we're going to talk about how to break soul ties. And what the steps may look like if anyone is in a situation right now that they're dealing and they're like, look, I need to break this relationship. It's toxic. We fighting. We putting our hands on each other, whatever it may be. Especially, I know that during the pandemic that domestic violence went up like 70-something% during that time. And I know that there's still a ripple effect that's taking place. And a lot of it, even Chrissy Renee writes on here, trauma bonding is another way that soul ties are take place. And so I want to talk about it. But I also want to give you the keys on how you can break, how you can even identify that you are in a soul tie relationship, and also understanding the purpose or how important forgiving is in getting through to be able to completely heal and release. So we are going to take a quick break and come back with some more good information and some truth and how you can overcome breaking soul ties and truly forgiving.
ain't taking nothing from you. Yeah, but you took a lot from me. Sitting here staring at your picture with a slight grin. Even though you hate me, I know you'll let me fuck again. Them soul ties got you stuck again. And I ain't never been in love, but I swear to God I wanna love again. Serious issue, do you need some tissue? You hate talking to the only nigga that could fix you. You say I got some growing up to do. I just wanna fall with you. Feeling like I'm star with you. Won't toot your horn to blow your flute. The rainy nights could turn into some sunny days. Random sex could temporarily take this pain away. Major 9 to these hoes, but you call me babe. And that's only when you fucking with me. Tell me if you fucking with me. Pussy, that ain't nothing to me. I just need some.
Potato sugar,
Yes.
Django isn't a slave. Django is a free man, you understand? You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, cause he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
Yearning for your validation. All in hopes I'm in the conversation. Pour so much of me into you. Can't believe I ain't never feel for me instead of you. I slide in the coupe, I lose the roof. I ride for the truth, vibe by no rules. Rebels in cahoots, drop a prayer on the screw. Got God on my side, I ever lose still. I wanna be humble, but I gotta flex. I don't wanna mumble, but let them respect me, nigga. I do it my way, they say it's live. If I sell my soul, but I got live. Because I don't need nobody else. I'm lying to myself. Not talking physical, dog, the spiritual. No. All these opportunities is higher, I can tell. Got to tell them in them stairs, cause the timing never fails. My advice, keep moving. If not, you can lose it. Wasting time on the clueless. Knowing they can never do this. Back, tell them pessimists they need to spine. Whack, when they're paralyzed in the mind. I don't need nobody else. No, I don't. I will tell my younger self. What you say? You got God as your help. Just let it go and never dwell. My advice. Unless they good to you. My advice. Look in the mirror, tell the truth. My advice. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. My advice. Stand for something or die for nothing. My advice. Flex on the middle, they hating on you. I would tell my younger self. Yeah. You should never go and let. Hypothetical. Fuck all opinions. Your validation and your acceptance. I never needed you. No, I never needed you. I never needed you. No, I never needed you.
Well, hello. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys are still here. If you're not, make sure you get back on here, share, like, and invite somebody. It is Coach Amber J on Key Talk Tuesdays on BU Radio. So make sure you are tuning in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. So tonight we are talking about the truth of soul ties, forgiving. And I have the one and only Harvey Perry, HP himself, in the building. Thank you, HP, for being in here.
What it do?
There we go.
What it do? I'm excited.
Yes, let the people know who you are.
HP from the LV. Excited to be here and, just share my thoughts and share my story.
Yes, so thank you again for your truth. I love that you are always willing to be vulnerable and honest when it comes to being on my shows. You have done my Male Crush Monday shows last year or 2 years ago. And I love it because people need to know someone as yourself. You go through things too. And I think a lot of times people have it misconstrued that men don't have feelings. Men don't go through things. And we as women have to remember that men also have emotions. They also feel and share, but it doesn't show up the same way that it shows up for women. So thank you again for being honest and being vulnerable and being truthful and being able to show up and share your story. I truly, truly appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And more men, I mean, I think a lot of times we're in cycles is because we don't have someone to see or hear, especially for my parents, is like they didn't share their truth. They didn't share their experiences. And so you find yourself in cycles because you didn't have any tools to do something different, or they didn't know anything different to share with us. And so thank you again for just showing up and being honest and being truthful. And we're going to dive into these soul ties, because I think that when people realize, especially being in relationship, what it does to you, how it keeps you stuck. And even I want to say, and I don't want to just say this is your story, but sometimes when you cut ties with some people, you begin to grow. You begin to be able to elevate. You begin to walk in purpose. And I know even for you now, you are currently in a healthy relationship, correct?
Yes.
And also, I'll let you spill those other beans. What's happening in April for you?
Getting married.
Yay! Congratulations.
April 10th.
Yes, a few weeks away.
Yes, count down.
Yes. Oh my God. Y'all, I don't even know. I'm so excited for you.
It's real. It's really real.
And you know, I love that you share that part, because when you truly heal and you become better and you start moving and operating in your purpose, like, you will attract the love of your life. You will attract healthy things because you have done the work to become healthy. And this is why it's so important to do the work.
Gotta do the work.
So let's talk about that, because I'm still excited for you. Congratulations, y'all. I love love. I'm so like a romantic fairy tale love, hopeful, loveful person.
It's gonna happen. I mean, I definitely got to get into the story, because I was like staying away. I wasn't going anywhere. I mean, gas station. I mean, like I said, I went to a depressive stage.
Yeah.
And I used to have this saying as of sex, that I would, the only way that I would go without sex if I was incarcerated for medical reason. I went through a period and I looked up and I was like, I ain't been doing nothing. And so I tried it and I didn't like it. And for me to say that, I scratched the itch, I'll say that, but I didn't like it. And there was a couple women trying to pursue me. And one young lady asked me, she said, "You not gonna?" I says, "No."
Wow.
And you know, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not normal. You know, but I gotta retract. When I got out of this toxic relationship, I told myself I was gonna hit everything that had a pulse.
Ooh.
I was gonna dog.
He was toxic. Y'all be aware.
I was gonna dog every female that get in my way. I was gonna get every dollar I can drain from a female.
Wow. Do y'all hear this?
I'm telling
from
you,
a man.
And you
a
know,
broken man.
Broken. My mama, I got a daughter, I got 3 daughters, and I'm telling you, women didn't stand a chance. I was angry.
Wow.
But guess what? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. That was not me.
Yes.
You know, the love and respect of my mother, and my daughters, and I just couldn't do it. And like I said, I was in situations where women were offering sex, and HP was turning down sex. That wasn't normal for HP.
Wow.
And I just couldn't do it. And then again, I started reading, seminars, real estate. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And I'm going to tell y'all this, man. If I did not get out of that relationship, I would not be doing what I'm doing. Because I would have been distracted. I would have been held down.
Yeah.
There's no disrespect to my ex, but I would definitely not be in business. Because I would have been so focusing on this relationship, this toxic relationship, trying to save it, trying to rebuild it. I would not be in business. And as you say, we met in 2 years ago, and I started my cleaning business. I think it was early. It was early 2019.
Yeah.
And got into the nutritional thing, and so I just had to realize that I had to move on. I had to take myself out of that toxic relationship. And again, like I said, if I would have still been in that relationship, I definitely wouldn't be in business. But I was broken, and I was angry, and I just couldn't do it. I was on a mission to destroy every female that crossed my path.
Wow.
And I just couldn't do it. Talking to friends, sharing. And when I was when I left the relationship, I was talking to my friends, my so-called homeboys, and I got this one friend. He told me, he says, "Brother, you the most transparent brother I've ever met in my life." I'm crying to a cat. I'm in the hood crying to a cat. He like, "Man, what's wrong with you, man?" But it helped me. It was therapy, because when people see that you're real and you're in pain, the real ones will recognize it, come put their arm around you, will uplift you. My mom, they couldn't tell me to get out of that relationship. They told me, but I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Like, again, I said I was the picture, but once I became the frame, I can speak today.
There it is.
I can speak today.
That's so good. Like the vulnerability, and that's another way that both of my last guests have said, is you have to talk to someone. You have to find someone that's safe, that you can talk to, and you can share your pain, your experience, or even sit in those feelings and acknowledging what impacted you in order for you to start healing. And a lot of times people cannot heal because you are not honest with yourself. You're not real and transparent with yourself. And like he said, he would have, his mindset or his first thought was to go destroy everyone else, hurt people that didn't hurt him, bleed on people that didn't cut him. And so we have to be so aware of ourselves. If you are in pain, if you are angry, you got to sit in that and identify what has impacted you. Don't go cut somebody else. Everybody else didn't bleed on you, and thankfully you chose another path. You couldn't actually go down that path to hurt other people. But there's many people that you are in relationship with that has that same mindset, that has that same heart. So if you are in a toxic relationship and you find yourself with somebody who is not willing to change or is not doing the work to change and is making you worse, you got to cut ties. You got to break that connection with them, because they are out to destroy you, especially if they are not choosing to heal and to do the work to become better. And so I want to just leave you guys before we get ready to wrap up soon, is how to break a soul tie. But before we even break the soul tie, you got to identify that you are in a soul tie. And so when a person how do you identify that you are in a soul tie? When a person still has feelings for someone after they have been long broken up, or they're no longer together, or they're still blaming or talking about, or there's still some remnants of that person, those are some ways you can identify that you are in a soul tie relationship. You randomly think about a person, or you can't let go, or you find yourself trying to go back to this person or stay connected to them, and you just can't shake them. Those are some key red flags that you are in a soul tie relationship. And so how to break a soul tie relationship? You might find that there's some negative impact in your life, and you want to prevent releasing. So how do you break a soul tie? Let's start with one. One is you have to acknowledge it is there. Right. You have to acknowledge that this person is not good for me. Not that this is a bad person. They're just not good for me. And I know that was a reality check for myself when I decided to separate. Was, we're not good for each other. You're bringing out the worst in me. You're making me revert to the old me, where I want to pull up. I'm cussing you out. I'm ready to fight. I'm angry. That's not who I was, or who I wanted to be, or the woman I am. So I had to realize, like, listen, this is not working. Before I do something to you or me, I gotta go. So I had to acknowledge that this wasn't good for me. Number two, deciding you're going to do something about it. That's the most important thing. Like he said, you can't, we're not remote. You got to get up and go change the channel. So you got to get up and decide to do something. And that may be very hard. And the first step in deciding to do something is forgiveness. You got to decide, okay, I'm going to choose to forgive, because if you do not forgive, you will stay stuck. It will be hard for you to let them go, because you're going to keep replaying what they've done to you, what you allowed, what you put yourself in, why you accepted that. So to do something, start with forgiving. And this, again, this is the most difficult step to take, is to say, you did something wrong to me, you offended me, you hurt me, why should I forgive you? You should be asking for my forgiveness. But again, forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. It's about your freedom, it's about your potential, it's about becoming who you've been called to be. And when you are holding on to those anger, bitterness, frustration, you can't move. And so again, it doesn't even have anything to do with the other person. The next one is, the next one is, my notes are broken up, is just cutting it. Just cutting it off. Get rid of the things anything that you guys had together, anything that reminds you of that person. Block their number, delete them off social media, delete all their pictures. If you have any personal items or gifts, get rid of it. You don't want to have anything that reminds you of what that person made you feel or do or whatever. And so those are 4 steps you can take to decide to start breaking soul ties. If you find yourself trying to go back to a situation or in a situation and you can't let go of a toxic relationship. And again, forgiveness is key in all of this. Just truly letting go, truly forgiving yourself that you even allowed yourself to be in the position, allowed yourself to hold on for so long. Do you have anything you want to add to that, HP?
I just want people to remember that when you forgive someone, forgiveness does not mean reconnection. You have to totally let go. You can't hold on. Some powerful words that Amber just shared with us. You have to delete the pictures. You have to get rid of that favorite shirt that he or she bought you. I mean, it might seem small, but trust me, when you look at it, it reminds you of him or her. That cologne, it reminds you of him or her. Yeah. When you go to that restaurant, I'm telling you, it's not an easy process.
It's not.
It's not an easy process, and you really have to look for someone who really cares about you, because we have a tendency to share, but we don't understand that 80% of people don't care, and 20% of people glad it's happening to you.
Yeah, there it is. And sometimes it's that person that you are connected to that you want desperately to care about you, and they will not. And I want to also break down, soul ties don't have to just be intimate relationships. They can be friendships, they can be family, they can be partnerships, they can be business partners, they can be co-workers, okay? You can build and form a soul tie with anyone that you become emotionally connected to. And sometimes you have to break that. And I know for myself in 2019, there were some soul ties that I had to break that were no longer serving me. And not just sexually or relationally. It was friendships. It was partners, business partners. It was a lot of soul ties that I had to break, because like he said, some people don't even want to see you succeed. They are waiting for your downfall. And I'll tell you this too. This is a huge lesson that I learned in 2019 is when people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Don't sugarcoat. Don't make an excuse for. Don't, wait until they do something again to you. When they show you who they are, believe them. And if you have a hard time cutting them off, that may be a big red flag that you have a soul tie connected to them, because anybody that is harming you or does not mean well for you and you choose to stay in relationship with them, you are now soul tied or bound to them more than just that friendship. And so you want to be able to go through those 4 steps and realize, I got to break this tie. This is not healthy. In any relationship, not just intimate relationships. And so Before we get ready to get off soon, we're going to be closing off really soon. Is there any questions? Let me see if there's any questions in the comments. It says, Stephanie says, you have to get away from still people, still hating, still hurt, still broke,
Right.
still in that broken relationship. Get away from them people. Thank you, Stephanie. Let's see. She had the best. Oh, Stephanie says she had the best version of you at that time. And that's another thing too, is identifying who people are in your relationship, in your situation. Sometimes we hold on to people that were just to be seasonal, that were just for that time frame. And it's time to let go. And that is sometimes the hard part. And that's where the soul ties get connected, or unhealthy relationships get connected, is because we want to hold on to people longer than their purpose in our life. And it does not mean that they were bad to you, that they weren't good for you, but they served their purpose for you in that season. And now you're moving into a new season. You may not be able to take them with you, and you have to be okay with letting them go. Doesn't mean you have any hate or anger or ill will for them, but they no longer serve you where you're going, or even where they may be going. So we got to get out of our own way, and we got to let things go that do not serve us. And how do you do that is recognizing this may be a soul tie relationship. I need to break and cut this. I may be harboring unforgiveness. I need to break and free myself for staying in a relationship too long or holding on too long. And so I want to share with you all, if you guys are in that place, you're stuck, you're going through, you don't know what to do, you don't even know how to begin, I want to introduce to you, or even allow you to be a part of the 7-day intense forgiveness program that I created, that I had to go through for myself, right. Because I was holding on to some very hurtful, painful feelings, emotions, and then I had to go through. And so in this 7 days of forgiveness, you're going to go through a process of really understanding what forgiveness is, why it's been hard to forgive, how to forgive, forgiving yourself, forgiving God or your higher power, forgiving family members, forgiving relationships, friendships, and coping and dealing with it. We cannot move forward if you don't know how to. And this is a program that will help you move past your pain and push you into purpose. But the key is learning to forgive. And you may have to do it often. Even breaking soul ties. That is also in that program, is breaking the soul ties with that other person. HP, let the people know how they can find you.
You can reach me Facebook, Harvey Perry Sr. You can reach me Instagram, HP702LV. And I am also Twitter, Harvey Perry
Twitter.
Sr. Twitter.
I don't
Twitter.
even use Twitter.
Twitter. I don't really use it either. But I also want to let people know that it is not true to get over somebody, get up under somebody.
Woo! Talk about it.
It's not true.
That is not true.
Find yourself first.
Yes. You know, I found myself when I first separated from my ex, like, oh, I'm going to just find someone because that story, you know, I'm going to go find. And I was like, I don't like no one. I don't want to talk to no one. They irritate me, or I was so triggered that anything someone did, I couldn't even get connected to them anyway. So it's so important. That is not true. Find yourself. Do not hold on to toxic, or don't think getting under someone else is going to make you feel better. It may be a very, very, very minimal temporary feeling of feeling good, but then you're going to also go into regret. You're going to start feeling bad once you leave that person. It's not going to work. That's why you see so many people on Facebook in new relationships month after month or week after week, because they're trying to fix this pain, this hurt, and going to someone else is not going to make you feel better. You got to deal with the man or the woman in the mirror. And it always, always starts with you. You have the keys. You are the master key of your life. You get to open and lock any doors that no longer serve you, or doors that you want to open, but it starts with you. And so before we get ready to jump off, thank you again, Harvey, for coming onto the show. I truly appreciate you. If you guys need to get fit, you want a good, healthy meal regimen, he is the man to go to. He will get you right. He will have you in shape.
That's right.
He is you're certified now as a coach, right? Fitness coach.
I'll be a certified health coach in August.
Yes.
I'm more towards nutritional guidance. What I focus and concentrate on is helping us eat for nutrition and not taste.
There it is, you guys. I be telling them I need them all the time. But food is good and it's killing me.
Yeah.
I'm breaking soul ties with food, y'all. With unhealthy food.
I want a piece of caramel cake right now.
I got some cookies in the car right now. But so if you guys are ready, you want a full transformation, mind, body, and soul, get connected to the people. Let go of those that do not serve you, that do not mean you well, and do not want to see you prosper. So as always, I am yours truly, Coach Amber J. You can find me every Tuesday on BU Radio on Key Talk Tuesdays. Make sure that you're tuning in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and pick up the keys. And don't just pick up the keys. Use the keys, okay? Lock the doors, unlock the doors. Get ready to move in purpose. Stay on your path to greatness. It all begins with you. As always, I will be here if you are looking to really get unstuck, if you are ready to move and transition to that next level, that next place, to open up more opportunities. Reach out. Coaching will get you to that next place. Again, like HP said in the beginning, I am not for everybody, but those that are for me, you will see movement. You will be held accountable. You will journey through. But on the other side, you will find greatness and you will find your truth and your authenticity. And so make sure you reach out. Book a free 30-minute purpose session. And if this show is good to you and you want to sponsor, you can cash at me at Coach Amber J. If you want to support the show or keep the show going, I love you all. You guys are amazing. Continue to be great. Show up in who God has called and purposed you to be. You can find me always on Facebook, Instagram at The Key to Changing Lives or Amber Jones. And you can also go to my website, www.thekeytochanginglives.com. Book your session. Get right. Let's move in purpose. It's 2021. We don't have time to be stuck any longer. I love you all. Until next week, I will see you. Have a good night.
Yeah. Why they so jealous? Natural. DT 702. Then I guess you got it like that. Dick in the thighs and that ass so fat. They hate it when you get attention. When you walk by, they don't say nothing. They jealous. They be jealous. Them hoes, they so jealous. They be jealous. Turn heads when she walk in. Superstar paparazzi start flocking. As the beat starts knocking, shorty hit the dance floor, ass start dropping. She's truly independent. She's grinding and she's winning. The other girls pretending, not stopping till she finished. She ain't got no man unless you got them bands. Why these hoes be hating? The drama they're creating, but it ain't even phasing you, 'cause you're amazing. You got it like that. Dick in the thighs and that ass so fat. When you get attention, when you walk by, they don't say nothing. They're jealous, yeah. They be jealous. Them hoes so jealous. They be jealous. She like the room when she enters. Everyone's attention, she is the center. Fellas double take when they see her. Watch her transform as the beat hits the speaker. Shawty ain't no average chick. Unless you coming with those bands, no, she's not having it. No. Dancing with her friends. She ain't got no man. Unless you got them bands, no. Why these hoes be hating? The drama they're creating, but it ain't even phasing you, 'cause you're amazing. everybody in the club stop and stare. Them thick thighs in the ass, Ric Flair. Please remind them as you walking over here. Just pop it and lock it, then drop it, don't stop it. You the hot topic, they know you got options. They jealous, it's toxic, they harmless, no caution. Just do it, go do it, do it. Clap for me, mommy, clap, clap for me, mommy. Make it boom back for me, mommy. Frame on time, hourglass type of body with an apple bottom. She don't need jeans for it only. Shake what your mama gave you. Shake, shake, take it all, money made good. Take, look at they faces, the wrinkles, they stress and rebellious. No, they jealous.
But it's so